Hey road trippers, this is Jason and we are at Monahans Sandhills State Park. I just kind of wanted to show you around, let you see the facilities. If you're ever in this part of Texas, near Midland and Odessa, you can see if you like this park. So I'm probably going to re-record the audio because it is insanely hot here and I have to blast the AC. It's 115 degrees right now. Alright guys, so we're going to go for a little drive through the park. We are leaving campsite 8, 9 and 10 are to the right. This is called the Willow Draw camping area. Kind of loops around. You can see you can play on the sand dunes to the right. And we're going to approach site number, looks like 25 on the right. And then 26 is coming up. And then the numbering's kind of weird. We have 18 on the right and then 19 and then you have 17 and 16 on the left. You can see it's kind of more open in that area where you can play on some of the smaller dunes, but over here on the right hand side you can see it's kind of more scrubby, so you're gonna have to walk a little bit if you want to go play on if you want to go play in the sand area. And then there's a big gap over here. You have the other 20s, the 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 15. I highly recommend you look at a satellite. That's what Allison and I always do. We look at the satellite map when we're planning out which site we like the best. So you can see the best ones are 8, 9, 10, that kind of area, the lower numbers. Going out of this place, we're going to make a right. And yeah, don't picnic. Why am I stopping here? Don't picnic in the camping area. We've had people several times picnic in our campsites. So if you're one of those people, please don't do that. All right, heading down in this direction, we are going towards the next area. I have no idea why I did not talk. Oh yeah, it was too hot at the time. Couldn't talk over it. Anyway, we're going to continue in this area, 20 miles an hour, go slow. You actually can't play in this area. It's kind of too scrubby. You wouldn't want to anyway. So there are a couple of sand areas that you can play in. All right, where are we headed? We are driving really far. And it looks like we're going to the Pump Jack picnic area. So yeah, I should have edited this out, huh? Anyway, if you're here hanging out with me, glad you came along. At least you get to see a drive of the entire park. If not, you could look at the timestamps and fast forward. But this is what the park looks like. We're just gonna drive and chill out. All right, we're coming up on the oil derrick / oil well. Sorry, I don't work in the oil industry, so I'm not sure which is which. You can see we have a couple of picnic benches you can hang out at with a grill. 1, 2, 3. It's a nice area. We have another video we were playing on this sand hill. Coming around, we have 1, 2, 3 more. So if you want to be close to this oil well, derrick, pump, whatever you want to call it, you can sit right next to it. It says danger on the sign. It's been quite a while, can't quite remember what's going on. There's some scale so you can get an idea of what the truck looks like underneath it. And that's the entire area. You can park, there's plenty of parking in this area. We've been there in the we've been there in the winter and it was actually pretty cool. I'm looking at some trees with a bean on it, looks like. Pretty nice, bean tree. If you know what that is, comment down below. And a flower, very nice. And then another blurry flower. And then another blurry flower, very nice. And then another blurry flower. Very good. So you can see lots of plants here, even though it is deserty. We have lots and lots of plants. Don't try to climb over. It looks like it has barbed wire fence. And I'm taking a picture of the field. So take a look at that. Looks like the pipes go underneath the ground. And this actually used to be an active oil area, but they shut it down. And the Permian Basin is actually one of the largest oil areas in the entire world. So it's interesting that they shut this particular oil well down. All right, we're heading out of this area. Let's take a look at a map, see where we're going next. I probably didn't even edit this one either, but that's okay. You're here to hang out with me, right? All right, so we have the Ranger on the left-hand side. We had a Ranger patrolling quite a few times, even though there were a couple of us in the park, so that's good to know. And over on the left-hand side, those are the restrooms. And you can see that's our campground, looking back over in that area. Men and women, there's handicap parking. All right, and going a little bit further down the road, we're getting to an old, it's called Sandhills Picnic Pavilion. So if you are following along on a map, you can see this is where you can rent out a picnic area, and you can actually rent this building out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, at least 10, 11, 12 parking spots it looks like. All right, we're gonna come on in here and look at this area. It's called Section House Pavilion. You need to get a permit, of course. This is one of the historic buildings. And you can see they have a grill and a patio area. And going up on the porch, and okay, that was a sign. You can pause if you want to. You can see there's a windmill and some history, nice stained glass windows, some historic pictures. I don't really think those are from the 1800s though. Well, maybe they are. Probably not. You can see it's kind of needs a little bit of extra love, but still pretty cool facility to know that it's a historic place. It looks like they have a lot of storage space and a stove, and you can see the traditional oven, pretty cool. Some chairs you can use. And what's going on there? A piece of tapestry, very nice. Not sure how historic that one is. There's that stained glass we saw on the outside. All right, so we're back in the truck. We are headed over to the day use area. This one's called the, doesn't have a name, it just says Sandhills Picnic Pavilion. And then it's just the day use area. Let's just call it the day use area. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It looks like a bunch of them. A bunch of day use area, picnic grills and covers. It looks like there's only one other person, and then there's that ranger again, patrolling the area. Very nice. See some people up on the hill. It's over 100 degrees out there. It's pretty hot. That's why there was nobody there at the time. I think I said that at the beginning of the video. All right, we're gonna loop around. See, they have umbrellas too, smart. So obviously you're gonna want, whoa, don't hit them. You're gonna wanna get one of them on the end, so you're closer to the field of sand. But if you go down in this direction, they do have something that's pretty interesting. I'll be pulling up on it in a second. They have a little shower. So if you are back here, you're closer to the shower. So if you want to shower off, this is probably the spot to be. And there's the windmill for scale. I don't think I ever saw it spin either, so I don't know if it works. All right, we're gonna drive out of here past the picnic area. And I think we're headed to another picnic area in a second. Let's see if I stop. better stop. Don't give me a ticket. Good, I stopped. No California rolls, right? I used to live in California. It's called a California roll. Alright, driving on, and we're gonna make a left up here in a second. The next area is called the Shin Oak picnic area. And it's pretty dry. A lot of scorpions in the grass. If you get a chance, get a black light at night, and you can check out all the scorpions. We have other videos of the park. This is actually a great park. So you'll get to check out some scorpions crawling around in there. So just like I said, we're making a left, and we're gonna get to the picnic area. This one's kind of, I'd say this is probably my least favorite of all the picnic areas. You don't really have access to the sand dunes. There's one of the tables. There's the power lines right above you too. But if that's your thing, if you want to be more isolated over here, do it. All right, curving around, and here's another picnic table. It's number 20. And we're gonna curve around again. See the power lines, that's not my favorite thing. I want to be away from all that kind of stuff. Curving around. Guess I didn't feel like editing. And you get a good view of the park, don't you? Yeah, that's what it is. You're getting a nice view of the park. All right, there should be another picnic area on the left. This is still the Shin Oak picnic area, but there's another picnic table. And then another one to the left. So again, use the satellite if you want to see which one is what. That's what I like to do, but this will give you just a rough idea as to how spaced out they are and what it looks like. This would probably be the other one that I would choose besides that other sandhill area on the other side with the oil derrick, the pump jack picnic area. I like this one. This one gives you some access to the sandhills. Has a lot of scrubbiness still though, so if I had to, this would be like my third choice, I guess, out of all the areas. Yeah, see, it's still a little bit scrubby. They do have a nice flower though. Very pretty. All right, moving on out of the Shin Oak picnic area. We're gonna go to the next place, which is, it says it's 1.5 miles as we make a left. So I hope I edited some of this out. If not, oh well. Let's just go for a little drive. This park is fantastic if you've never been here before. In the winter, there is, it's nice and cool. It can get a little chilly. It is Central Texas. It's not going to be cold. But I highly recommend going to this park. Fall or spring would still be nice too. In the summer, it is pretty darn hot. If you can get some sand sleds, they have some plastic ones here, which are pretty cool. They're a lot of fun. We have an older video where we were using the plastic ones, but then we purchased some wooden ones, and those are actually a blast to use. So if you do like sand sledding, I highly recommend you invest in some wooden sand sleds. Worth every penny. All right, we're still driving. There is another picnic little table over here, which is not on the map at all. 20 miles an hour. You can see the sand gets on the road. When we first drove in, we thought that was pretty cool. Like, roads partially covered with sand. Makes you wonder how often they have to clear the roads. All right, we're curving around. We're getting there. Yeah, I guess I didn't really edit this one. This is definitely 1.5 miles. Another great thing about this park is it's pretty dark. Oh, you can see off in the distance, there's some vehicles. There is a major freeway. Yeah, so like I was saying, it's not the quietest park. It is pretty quiet, but you can still hear the freeways off in the distance. The freeway, not freeways. You can still hear the freeway off in the distance. And like I was saying, it is a dark park. It's not a dark sky park, but it's pretty dark. You are close to the Midland, Odessa area and a couple of small towns. All right, so coming up over here, this is an area for equestrian. So you can see there's a little corral for the horses and a water spigot for them. And there it is. Nothing too fancy, nice and basic. All right, now we're gonna make a right out of here and we're almost at the entrance of the park. That was a full stop. That's a long stop. Oh, okay. Holy cow. It's like, what are you doing? All right, so there's nobody in the park. So we're driving out of here and we're going to make a right up here. Coming up on the freeway too. You can see the entrance is pretty close to the freeway. Making a right. The visitor center I didn't do in this particular video. It was closed at the time. But I guess I didn't make a right. We're going to continue out this way. It is kind of a one-way road. We're getting close to that freeway. Curving around. Following this guy. Alright, there we go. Cross the street now. That was the only way to get to it. We couldn't make a right out of there, it looked like. Alright, it's actually a pretty nice visitor center. The name was Dunagan Visitor Center and Headquarters. There's a little nature trail where you can walk around the back of it. It's a 1/4 mile. Real tiny. And there's some information. You can pause right there if you're curious. Cool. It's kind of what it looks like. I just filmed this on a GoPro. Do you like it? It's a little bit bowing for me, kind of like curves at the sides. Not totally sold on the GoPro. It's less shaky though. If you watch any of my other videos, you'll see that it's a little smoother. Alright, so you can see it's nice. It's got desert kind of landscape out front. Nice visitor center. A little area to sit underneath it, and then there's that little bridge to go across to another part of it. Pretty cool. And of course, we're wheelchair accessible. Plenty of parking. And let's get back to the truck. And I think I'm going to show you the outside of the park. Oh yeah, the sign. I like the sign here. Pretty cool. Little wrought iron sign up there. And that's how close you are to the freeway. Oh, I guess I'm turning back around. I'm going back inside. And where else did I want to show you? Oh yeah, just to kind of give you an idea as you enter the park what it would look like. We have where you can pull up and get your information to check into the park. There's your Texas and American flags. And And this is what it looks like to drive into the park. Kind of curving around. So you can definitely bring a big rig in here. Not a big rig, a big RV. All right, so those are the views from the side as you're driving through, not just the frontal view. And we're back at the restrooms. We're almost at the campsite. Gonna make a quick right back into our campground. So as you drive into the campground, they're numbered 1 on the right. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the right. And I highly recommend all of these. As you get closer, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, those are your best bets. All right, and you can see you can fit some pretty big RVs in here.
All right, so that's what Monahans Sandhills State Park looks like. It's a pretty cool park. You can see that there are plenty of facilities. It's a little hot in the summer, so there's not a lot of people. I definitely, if I was staying here, which I am, I would stay in sites 1 through probably 10. Those are kind of on the sand hills. The other sites are, you have to walk through a little bit of a bushy area to get to them, but they're all pretty good sites. You just have to walk a little further, but these are right on the sand hills. I personally would prefer sites probably 7, 8, 9, or 10. You have a very short walk to get onto the sand hills. Definitely a cool park you need to check out, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep on road tripping. Bye.